Mrs. Poindexter
is betrothed to
a leading Saint Azure,
and the pride
of his sex is to be next her,
and the feast
on the green, oh be sure,
and the pride of his sex is to be next her, and the feast on the green, oh be sure. Forget your mirth for joys above, forget your mirth for joys above. With all the bells, with clarion sound, and song your throats for joy today. With all the bells, with clarion sound, forget your mirth for joys above. With all the bells, with clarion sound, forget your mirth for joys above. Ring for ye bells with clarion sound, forget your mirth for joys above. Ringing bells, ringing bells, ringing bells with clarion sound for joys above.
Constance, my daughter, why this strange depression? The village rings with seasonable joy, because the young and amiable Alexis, heir to the great Sir Marmaduke Poindexter, is plighted to Arline, the only daughter of Annabella, Lady Sangazure. You alone are sad and out of spirits. What is the reason? Speak, my daughter, speak.
Oh, mother, do not ask if my complexion from red to white should change in quick succession, and then from white to red. Oh, take no notice if my poor limbs should tremble with emotion. Pay no attention, mother, it is nothing. If long and deep drawn they chasten when I take part. My hope they cheer. With holy heart to him I hasten. With holy heart to him I hasten. From him life is very sad and drear. My life is very sad and drear.
Come, tell me about it. I too have loved, but that was long ago. So tell me, who is the object of your young affections?
Oh, hush, Mother. He is here.
Oh, Reverend Vicar!
Oh, pity me. My heart is almost broken.
Oh, be comforted, my child. To such a union I shall have no opposition. Take him, he's yours. May you and he be truly happy.
But he is not yours to give.
That's true.
And, well, he might object.
He might. But come, be comforted. Leave this affair to me and I will probe him on the subject.
The air is charged with amatory numbers. Soft madrigals and dreamy lovers' lays. Peace, peace, old heart, why waken from its slumber? The aching memory of the old, old days. Time was when love and I were well acquainted. Time was when we walked ever hand in hand. A saintly youth with worldly thoughts untainted, none better loved than I in all the land. Time was when maidens of the noblest station, forsaking even military men, would gaze upon me rapt in adoration. Oh me, oh me, I was a fair young curate then. Had I a headache, sighed the maids assembled. Had I a cold, welled forth the silent tear. Did I look pale, then half the parish trembled, and when I coughed, or thought the end was near. I had no cares, no jealous doubts on all me, for I was loved beyond all other men. Fled gilded dukes and belted earls before me. Oh me, oh me, I was a pale young curate then, a pale young curate, a pale young curate. Ah me, I was a pale young curate then. Ah, good Mrs. Partlet, I am glad to see you and your little daughter Constance. Why, she's quite a little woman, I declare.
Oh, Mother, I cannot speak to him.
Yes, Reverend Sir, she is nearly 18 and a good a girl as ever stepped, but I fear I shall soon lose her.
Dear me, you pay me very much. Is she delicate?
Oh, no, nothing like that. But you see, sir, young girls, they look to get married.
I take you to be sure, but there's plenty of time for that. 4 or 5 years hence, Mrs. Partlet, 4 or 5 years hence. And when the time does come, I shall have much pleasure in marrying her myself.
Oh, Mother!
To some strapping young fellow in her own rank of life.
He does not love me.
I've often wondered, Reverend Sir, if you will excuse the liberty, why you have never married.
Be still, my fluttering heart.
A clergyman's wife does so much good in the village, and besides, you're not as young as you were, and before very long you will need someone to look after you, and to look after your little comforts in life.
Mrs. Partlet, there is much truth in what you say. I am indeed getting on in years, and a helpmate would cheer my declining days. Time was when it might have been, but I have left it too long. I am an old fogey now, am I not, my dear? Yes, a very old fogey indeed. No, Mrs. Partlet, my mind is quite made up. I shall live and die a solitary old bachelor.
Mother!
Oh, come, dear one, don't fret. At a more fitting time we will try again. We will try again.
Poor child, I'm afraid she has something on her mind. Time was when this old heart would have beaten double time at the sight of such a fairy form. But tush, I am puling. Here comes the young Alexis and his proud and happy father. Let me dry this telltale tear. Sir Marmaduke, my dear young friend Alexis, on this most happy, most auspicious plighting, permit me, as a true old friend, to tender my best, my very best congratulations.
Sir, you are most obliging. Dr. Daly, my dear old tutor, and my valued pastor, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
May fortune bless you. May the middle distance of your young life be glorious as the foreground, the joyous foreground. And when you have reached it, may that which is now the far-off horizon, but which will then become the middle distance, in fruitful promise be exceeded only by that which in the meantime has opened out into a new and glorious horizon.
Dear sir, that is an excellent example of an old school of stately compliment, to which I have through life been much addicted. Will you oblige me with a copy of it, in clerkly manuscript, so that I may use it myself on an appropriate occasion?
Sir, you shall have a fairly written copy ere soul has sunk into its western slumbers.
Come, my son. Your fiancée will be here in 5 minutes. Rouse yourself to receive her. Oh, rapture! Yes, you are a fortunate fella.
and I will not disguise from you that this union with the house of Sangajor realizes my fondest wishes. Aline is rich and comes from a sufficiently old family, for she is the 7,037th in direct descent from Helen of Troy. True, there was a blot on the escutcheon of that lady, that affair with Paris. But where is the family other than my own, where there is no flaw? You are a lucky fellow, sir, a very lucky fellow.
Father, I am welling over with limpid joy. No sicklying taint of sorrow overlies the lucid lake of liquid love, upon which, hand in hand, Aline and I are to float into eternity.
Alexis, I desire that your love for this young lady, you do not speak so openly. You are always singing ballads in praise of her beauty, and you expect the very menials who wait behind your chair to chorus those ecstasies. It is not delicate.
But father, a man who loved...
Who, sir? 30 years ago I madly loved your future mother-in-law, the Lady Sangajor, and I have reason to believe that she returned my love. But were we guilty of the indelicacy of publicly rushing into each other's arms, exclaiming, "Oh, my adored one, beloved boy, ecstatic rapture, unmingled joy"? No, it was, madam, I trust you are in the enjoyment of good health. Sir, you are vastly polite, and I protest I am mightily well, much more respectful. But see, Aline approaches. Let us retire, that she may compose herself for the interesting ceremony for which she is to play so important a part.
With heart and with voice, let us welcome the city to the youth of her choice. With the heart palpitating comes the lovely Aline, as the lovely Aline. May their love never cloy, may their bliss be unbounded. With a halo of joy, may their lives be surrounded. And bless our Aline, and bless our Aline. May their love never cloy, may their bliss be unbounded. With a halo of joy, may their lives be surrounded. And bless Aline. May their love never cloy, may their bliss be unbounded. And bless our Aline, bless our Aline, and bless our Aline, and bless our Aline, bless our My kindly friends, I thank you for this greeting, and as you wish me every earthly joy, I trust your wishes may have quick fulfillment. Oh, happy young heart, comes thy young heart a-wooing. With joy in his eyes and pride in his breast, make much of thy prize, for he is the best that ever came a-suing, that came a-suing. Yet we must part, young heart, yet we must part, yet we must part, yet we must part, young heart, yet we must My child, I join in these congratulations. Heed not the tear that dims this aged eye. Old memories crowd around me. Though I sorrow, 'tis for myself, Aline, and not for thee.
With heart and with voice, let us welcome this maiden to the maid of his choice. With a heart palpitating, comes Alexis the brave. With heart and with voice, let us welcome this mating to the maid of his choice. To the maid of his choice comes the brave Alexis, the brave Alexis, Alexis the brave.
Oh, my adored one,
Beloved boy,
ecstatic rapture.
unmingled joy.
Welcome joy due to sadness as aurora gilds the day. Though those eyes, twin orbs of gladness, chase the clouds of care away. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive to command. Wild with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to distraction, by maddening inaction, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Sang as you're immortal, sang as you're divine, welcome to my portal, angel, oh be mine, immortal, divine, angel, oh be mine. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive to command.
Sir, I thank you most politely for your graceful courtesy. Compliment more truly knightly never yet was paid to me. Chivalry is an ingredient sadly lacking in our land. Sir, I am your most obedient to command. Wild with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to distraction, by maddening in action, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Marmaduke immortal, Marmaduke divine, take me to your portal, loved one, oh be mine, immortal, divine, loved one, oh be mine.
Wild with adoration, yes, I'm mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Wild with adoration, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. I'm your servant, most attentive to command. Wild with adoration, yes, I'm mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss.
your most obedient. Your most obedient to command.
All is prepared for sealing and for signing. The contract has been drafted as agreed.
All is prepared for sealing and for signing. The contract has been drafted as agreed.
Approach the table, O ye lovers pining, with hand and seal, come execute the deed.
Approach the table, O ye lovers pining, with hand and seal, come execute the deed.
I deliver it as my act and deed.
I deliver it as my act and deed.
See they sign without a quivering, then to seal proceed. They deliver it as their act and deed. They deliver it as our act and deed. With heart and with voice, let us welcome his blessings, let us welcome his voice, lifting hearts out praising, with heart is the praise. With heart and with voice, let us welcome this mating, sing and live to rejoice, and then live to rejoice. Alexis the brave and the lovely
At last we are alone. My darling, you are now irrevocably betrothed to me. Are you not very, very happy?
Oh, Alexis, can you doubt it? Do I not love you beyond all on earth? And am I not beloved in return? Is not true love faithfully given and faithfully returned, and the source of every earthly joy?
Of that there can be no doubt. Oh, that the world would be persuaded of the truth of that maxim. Oh, that the world would break down the artificial barriers of rank, wealth, education, age, beauty, habits, taste and temper, and recognize the glorious principle that in marriage alone is to be found the panacea for every ill.
Oh, continue to preach that sweet doctrine, and you will succeed, O evangel of true happiness.
I hope so, but as yet the cause progresses but slowly. Still, I have made some converts to the principle that men and women should be coupled together in matrimony without distinction of rank. I have lectured on the subject at mechanics' institutes, and the mechanics were unanimous in favour of my views. I have preached in workhouses, beer shops, and lunatic asylums, and have been received with enthusiasm. I have addressed navvies on the advantages that would accrue to them if they were to marry wealthy ladies of rank, and not a navvy dissented.
Noble fellows. And yet there are those that hold the uneducated classes are not open to argument. And what do the countesses say?
Why, at present it cannot be denied that the aristocracy hold aloof.
The working man is the true intelligence after all.
He is a noble creature when he is quite sober. Yes, Aline, True happiness comes of true love, and true love should be independent of external influences. It should live upon itself and by itself. In itself, love should live for love alone.
Love feeds on many kinds of food. I know some love for rank and some for duty. Some give their hearts away for empty show, while others love for youth and beauty. To love for money all the world is prone. Some love themselves and live all lonely. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. I love that love, I love it only. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. What man for any other joy can thirst, whose loving wife adores him duly? Want, misery, and care may do their worst, if loving woman loves you truly. A lover's thoughts are ever with his own. None truly loved is ever lonely. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. I love that love, I love it only. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only.
Oh, Alexis, those are noble principles.
Yes, Aline, and I intend to take a desperate step in support of them. Have you heard of the firm of J.W. Wells & Co., the old established family sorcerer in St. Mary Axe?
Oh, I have seen their advertisement.
They have invented a filter, which, if report is to be believed, is simply infallible. I intend to distribute it throughout the inhabitants of this village, and within 12 hours of my doing so, there will not be an adult in the place who will not have learnt the secret of pure and lasting happiness. What do you say to that?
Well, dear, a filter is a very useful thing in a house, but still I don't quite see it as the sort of thing that places its possessor on the very pinnacle of earthly joy.
Oh, dear Aline, you misunderstand me. I didn't say a filter. I said a filter.
You don't mean a love potion?
On the contrary, I do mean a love potion.
Oh, but Alexis, I don't think it would be right. I don't indeed. And then, well, a real magician? Well, it would be downright wicked.
Aline, is it or is it not a laudable object to steep the whole village up to its lips in love and to couple them in matrimony without distinction of age, rank or fortune?
Well, unquestionably.
Well then, unpleasant as it may be to have recourse to supernatural aid, I must nevertheless pocket my aversion in deference to the great and good end I have in view. Hercules!
Yes, sir.
Hercules?
My father wanted a son. A tall, well-built son.
Is Mr. Wells there?
Yes, sir. He's in the tent, refreshing.
Ask him if he would be so good as to step this way.
Yes, sir.
But Alexis, a real sorcerer? Well, I shall be frightened to death.
I trust my Aline will not yield to fear while the strong right arm of our Alexis is here to protect her.
It is nonsense, dear, for you to talk of protecting me with your strong right arm in face of the fact that this family sorcerer could change me into a guinea pig before you could turn round.
He could change you into a guinea pig, no doubt, but it is most unlikely that he would take such a liberty. It's a most respectable firm, and I feel sure he would never be guilty of so untradesmanlike an act.
Good day, sir.
Good day. I believe you are a sorcerer.
Yes, sir, we practice necromancy in all its branches. We've a choice assortment of wishing cups, divining rods, amulets, charms, and counter-charms. We can cast you a nativity at a low figure, and we have a horoscope at 3 and 6, which we can guarantee. Our Abadar chests, each containing a patent hag who comes out and prophesies disasters, whispering complete, are strongly recommended. Blow. Our Aladdin lamps are very chaste, and our prophetic tablets for telling everything from a change of ministry down to a rising unified are much enquired for. Our penny curse, one of the cheapest things in the trade, is considered infallible. We also have some very superior blessings too, but they are very little asked for. We've only sold one since Christmas, and that was to a gentleman who bought it to send to his mother-in-law. Turns out he was afflicted in the head, and it's been returned to our hands. But our sale of penny curses, especially on a Saturday night, is tremendous. We can't turn them out fast enough. My name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer of magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and knells. If you want a proud foe to make tracks, if you'd melt a rich uncle in wax, you better look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmery Axe. We've a first-rate assortment of magic, and for raising a posthumous shade, with effects that are comic or tragic, there's no cheaper house in the trade. The filter with quantities of it, and for knowledge if anyone burns, we're keeping a very small profit, a profit which brings us unbounded returns. For he can prophesy with a wink of his eye, peep with security into futurity, sum up your history, clear up a mystery, human proclivity, for a nativity, for a nativity. He has answers oracular, bogus spectacular, tetrapods tragical, mirrors so magical, facts astronomical, solemn or comical, and if you want it, he makes a reduction on taking a quantity. Oh! If anyone anything lacks, you'll find it already in stacks. You better look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmery Axe. We can raise you hosts of ghosts, and that without reflectors, and creepy things with wings, and gaunt and grisly spectres. We can raise you crowds of shrouds, and horrify you vastly. We can rack your brains with chains, and gibberings grim and ghastly. Then if you planety changes organity with an urbanity full of satanity, vexes humanity with an inanity fatal to vanity, driving your foes to the verge of insanity. Barring tautology, demonology, electrobiology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high-class astrology, such as his knowledge isn't a man to require an apology. Oh, my name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer of magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and knells. And if anyone anything lacks, you'll find it already in stacks. You better look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmery Axe.
I have sent for you to consult you on a most important matter. I believe you advertise a patent oxyhydrogen love at first sight filter.
Sir, it is our leading article.
I wish to ask you if you can confidently guarantee it as possessing all the qualities you claim for it in your advertisement.
Sir, we are not in the habit of puffing our goods. Ours is an old established house with a large family connection, and every assurance held out in the advertisement is fully realised.
Oh, Alexis, don't offend him. He'll change us into something dreadful, I know he will.
I am anxious from purely philanthropical motives to distribute this filter secretly throughout the inhabitants of this village. I shall of course require a quantity. How do you sell it?
In buying a quantity, sir, we strongly advise you taking it in the wood and drawing it off as you happen to want it. We have it in 4.5 and 9-gallon casks, also in pipes and hogsheads for laying down, and we deduct 10% for prompt cash.
I should mention that I am a member of the Army and Navy Stores.
In that case, we deduct 25%.
Aline, the villagers will gather to carouse in a few minutes. Go and fetch the teapot.
Oh, but Alexis...
Don't argue with me, if you please. Go and fetch the teapot.
I'm sure Dr. Daly would disapprove.
And how soon does it take effect?
In 12 hours, sir. Whoever drinks of it loses consciousness for that period, and on waking falls in love, as a matter of course, with the first lady he meets who has also tasted it. His affection is at once returned. One trial will prove the fact.
Then, Mr. Wells, I shall feel obliged if you will at once pour as much filter into this teapot as will suffice to affect the whole village.
But bless me, Alexis, some of the villagers are married people.
Madam, this filter is compounded on the strictest of principles. On married people it has no effect whatsoever. But are you sure you have enough nerve to carry you through this fearful ordeal?
In the good cause, I fear nothing.
Very well then. Let us proceed at once to the incantation. Sprites of earth and air, fiends of flame and fire, demon souls come here in shoals, this fearful deed inspire. Appear, appear, appear.
Good master, we are
noisome hags of night, imps of deadly shade, pallid ghosts arrive in hosts and lend me all your aid. Appear, appear, appear!
Hark, they assemble, these fiends of the night.
Oh, Alexis, I tremble. Seek safety in flight. Let us fly to a far-off land where peace and plenty dwell, where the song of a silver strand is echoed in every shell. To the joy that land will give on the wings of love will fly in innocence there to live, in innocence there to die. In innocence, there to live, there to die, to live and die.
Too late, too late. It may not be. That happy fate is not for me.
Now, shriveled hags with poison bags, discharge your lonesome load. Spit flame and fire, unholy choir, belch forth your venom toads. Ye demons fell, with yelp and yell, shed curses far afield. Ye fiends of night, your filthy blight in noisome plenty yield. Number 1.
It is done.
Number 2.
1, 2, 2.
Number 3.
Set us free, set us free. Our work is done.
Let us fly to a far-off land where peace and plenty.
Free.
Too late. late, too late.
Of a silver throne is echoed in.
Too late, too late, too late, too late. It may not be, but happy fate is not for me.
Now to the wagon we press, now for the eggs and the ham. Now for the mustard and cress, now for the strawberry jam. Now for the tea of the host, now for the rollicking bun. Now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. Now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam, the rollicking bun and the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the ham. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam and the rollicking bun. The rollicking bun and the gay Sally Lunn and the strawberry jam. Bun, bun, oh, the strawberry jam. Jam, jam, oh, the rollicking bun.
Be happy all, the feast is spread before ye. Fear nothing but enjoy yourselves, I pray. Eat and drink, be merry, I implore you. For once let thoughtless folly rule the day. Eat, drink, and be gay. Banish your worry and sorrow. Laugh gaily today. Weep if you're sorry tomorrow. Come, pass the cup round. I will go bear for the liquor. It's strong, I'll be bound, for it was brewed by your vicar. It's strong, I'll be bound, for it was brewed by your vicar.
None so knowing as me, at brewing a jorum of tea. Ha 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 ha, that bridges the jorum of tea. See they drink, all thought unheeding, their teacups clink. They are exceeding, their hearts will melt in half an hour. Then will be felt the potions part, then will be felt the potions part, the potions part.
Pain, trouble and care, misery, heartache and worry, quick, out of your lair, get you all gone in a hurry. Toil, sorrow and plot, fly away quicker and quicker. 3 spoons to the pot, that is the brew of your vicar. 3 spoons to the pot, that is the brew of your vicar.
None so cunning as he, at brewing a jorum of tea. Ha 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 ha, how pretty is the jorum of tea.
So
the strange confusion that fills my aching eyes?
A marvelous illusion,
For terrible surprise excites the strange confusion within their aching eyes. I must regain my senses, restoring reason's law. Oh, fearful inferences, the company will draw. Oh, fearful inferences, the company will draw.
A terrible surprise!
A terrible surprise! What is this strange confusion that fills my aching eyes? That fills my
"'Tis 12, I think, and at this mystic hour the magic drink shall manifest its power.
Oh, slumbering
Slumbering forms, how little have ye guessed the fire that warms each apathetic breast, each apathetic breast.
But stay, my father is not here.
And pray, where is my mother dear?
I did not think it meet to see a dame of lengthy pedigree, a baronet and KCB, a doctor of divinity, and that respectable QC, all fast asleep al frescoly. And so I had them carried home and put to bed respectably, and put to bed respectably. I trust my conduct meets your approbation.
Sir, you acted with discrimination and showed more delicate appreciation than we expect from persons in your station.
Yes, it showed more delicate appreciation than they expect in persons of my station. But soft, they waken one by one. The spell has worked, the deed is done. I would suggest that we retire, while love the housemaid lights her kitchen fire. While love the housemaid lights her kitchen fire.
And what be I a-doing, a sleeping out just when the dew do rise.
Why, that's the very way your health to ruin, and don't seem quite respectable likewise.
Hey, that's you. Only think of that now.
What may you be at now? Tell me too.
Hey, what a nose, and oh, what eyes miss, lips like a rose, and cheeks likewise miss.
I tell you true, which I've never done, sir. I like you, as I never liked none, sir.
Hey, but I do like you. If you marry me, I'll dig for you and rape for you.
You marry me, I'll scrap for you and beg for you.
If you marry me, all others I'll forsake for you. All is will I do if you marry me.
If you marry me, I'll cry for you and beg for you.
If you marry me, I'll give these lots of you for you.
If you marry me, I'll take you and I'll do for you.
All this will I do if you marry me. All this will I do if you marry me. But I do like you.
Dear friends, take pity on my lot. My cup is not of nectar. I long have loved as who would not, a kind and reverend rector. Long years ago my love began, so sweetly yet so sadly. But when I saw this plain old man, the way my old affection ran, I found I loved him madly. I loved him madly. Oh, you very, very plain old man, I love you madly. You very plain old man, I love you madly.
I am a very deaf old man and hear you very badly. You very deaf old man, she loves you madly.
I know not why I love him so. It's his enchantment surely. He's dry and snuffly, deaf and so ill-tempered, weak and poorly. He's ugly and absurdly dressed, and 67 nearly. He's everything that I detest, but if the truth must be confessed, I found I loved him dearly.
I caught that line, but for the rest, I did not hear you clearly.
You very faithful man, she loves you dearly.
Oh joy, the charm worked well, and all are now united.
The blind young boy obeys the spell, their troth they all have plighted. I'll here to join the words, can tell how my poor heart is plighted. They'll soon imply a marriage vow to say that we're united. I do confess an anxious care my humble spirit vexes, and none the blessings over of their beloved Alexis, of their Alexis.
Oh joy, no words can tell us things of my delighted. For son and boy and marriage vow to say that we're united. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells in both the sexes. All the blessings of the rare of their beloved Alexis. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells in both the sexes. All the blessings of the rare of their beloved Alexis.
I do confess an anxious care my humble spirit vexes, and none the blessings over of their beloved Alexis, of their Alexis.
Oh joy, no words to tell my state when I'm delighted.
Now soon and by a marriage vow to say that
We're united. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells with both the sexes. All the blessings of the rare of their beloved Alexis. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells with both the sexes. All the blessings of the rare of their beloved Alexis. Oh joy, oh joy. Oh joy, oh joy. Oh joy, oh joy. Oh joy, oh joy. Oh
How joyful they all seem in their newfound happiness. The whole village has paired off in the happiest manner, and yet not a match has been made that the hollow world would not consider ill-advised.
We are wiser, far wiser than the world. Observe the good that will become of these ill-assorted unions. The miserly wife will check the reckless expenditure of her all-too-frivolous consort. The wealthy husband will shower innumerable bonnets on his penniless bride, and the young and lively spouse will cheer the declining days of her aged partner with comic songs unceasing.
What a delightful prospect for him.
One thing remains to be done that my happiness may be complete. That you and I must take the philtre ourselves, that I may be assured of your love for ever and ever.
Oh, Alexis, do you doubt me? Is it necessary that such love as ours should be secured by artificial means? Oh, no, no, no.
My dear Aline, time works terrible changes. I want to place our love beyond the chance of change.
Oh, it is already far beyond that chance. Have faith in me, for my love for you can never, never change.
Then you absolutely refuse?
I do. If you cannot trust me, you have no right to love me. No right to be loved by me.
Enough, Aline! I shall know how to interpret this refusal. Thine is the far thy vaunted love, to sanctify all doubt above, despite the gathering shade, to make that love of thine so sure, that come what may it must endure, till time itself shall fade.
a flower that fades within the hour. If such thy love, for shame, call it by other name. Thy love is but a flower that fades within the hour. If such thy love, for shame, call it by other name. It is not love. It is not love. Thine is the power and thine alone to place me on so proud a throne that kings might envy me. A priceless throne of love untold, more rare than orient pearl or gold. But no, no, thou wouldst be free. Such love is like the ray that dies within a day. If such thy love or shame, call it by other name. Such love is like the ray that fades within a day. If such thy love or shame, call it by other name. It is not love. It is not love.
It is singular, very singular. It has overthrown all my calculations. It is distinctly opposed to the doctrine of averages. I cannot understand it.
Oh dear, Dr. Daly, what has puzzled you?
My dear, this village has not hitherto been addicted to marrying or given in marriage. Hitherto, the youths of this village have not been enterprising, and the maidens have been distinctly coy. Judge then of my surprise when I tell you that the whole village came to me in a body just now and implored me to join them in matrimony with as little delay as possible. Why, even your own excellent father has hinted that before very long it is not unlikely that he also may change his condition.
Oh, Alexis, do you hear that? Are you not delighted?
Yes, I confess that a union between your mother and my father would be a happy circumstance. Sir, the news you bring us is very gratifying.
Yes, still in my eyes it has its melancholy side. Well, this universal marrying recalls the happy days, now alas gone for ever, when I myself might have. But tush, I am puling. I am too old to marry, and yet within the last half an hour I have greatly yearned for companionship. I never remarked it before, but the young maidens of this village are very comely. So likewise are the middle-aged. Also the elderly. All are comely and all are engaged.
Here comes your father.
Mrs. Partlet?
Dr. Daly, give me joy. Alexis, my dear boy, I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that my declining days are not unlikely to be solaced by the companionship of this good, amiable, and virtuous woman.
My dear father, it is not altogether what I expected. I am certainly taken somewhat by surprise. Still, it need hardly be necessary for me to assure you that any wife of yours is a mother of mine. It is not quite what I could have wished.
Oh, sir, I entreat your forgiveness. I'm aware that socially I'm not everything that could be desired, nor have I an abundance of worldly goods. But at least I can confer on your estimable father the great and priceless dowry of a true, tender, and loving heart.
I do not question it. After all, faithful love is the true source of every earthly joy.
I knew that my boy wouldn't blame his poor father for acting on the dictates of a heart that has never yet misled him. Zora is perhaps not what the world would call beautiful.
Still, she is comely, distinctly comely.
Zora is very good and very clean. and honest and quite sober in her habits, which is worth far more than beauty, dear Sir Marmaduke.
Oh, yes, but beauty will fade and perish, whereas personal cleanliness is practically undying, for it can be renewed whenever it discovers symptoms of decay. Oh, Sir Marmaduke, I heartily congratulate you.
I rejoice that it's decided, happy now will be his life, for my father is provided with a kind and tender wife. She will tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful face that sent him such a wife to soothe his years.
No young giddy, thoughtless maiden, full of graces, airs and jeers, but a sober widow laden with the weight of 50 years.
No high-born exacting beauty, blazing like a jewel sun, but a wife who'll do her duty as that duty should be done.
She'll tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful face that sent him such a wife to soothe his years.
I'm no saucy minx and giddy, hussies such as them abound, but a clean and tidy widdy, well be known for miles around.
All the village now have mated, and are happy as can be. I to live alone and fated, no one left to marry me.
No one left to marry him. She will tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful face that sent him such a wife to soothe his years. Bless the thoughtful face that sent him such a wife to soothe his years.
Such a wife,
Such a wife.
to soothe his years.
Oh, I have wrought much evil with my spells, and ill I can't undo. This is too bad of you, J.W. Wells. What wrong have they done you? And see, another lovelorn lady comes. Alas, poor stricken dame, a gentle pensiveness her life benumbs, and mine alone the blame.
Alas, ah me, and well a day, I sigh for love as well I may, for I am very old and grey. But wait, what is this fairy form I see before me?
Oh, horrible! She's going to adore me. This last catastrophe is overpowering.
Why do you gaze at me with visage lowering? For pity's sake, recoil not thus from me.
My lady, leave me. This can never be. Hate me, I drop my H's half through life.
Love me, I'll drop them too.
Hate me, I always eat peas with a knife.
Love me, I'll eat like you.
Hate me, I sometimes roll down One Tree Hill.
Love me, I'll meet you there.
Hate me, I sometimes go to Rocherville.
Love me, that joy I'll share. Love me, my prejudices I'll forever drop.
Hate me, that's not enough.
Love me, I'll come and help you in the shop.
Hate me, the life is rough.
Love me, my grammar I will all forswear.
Hate me, abjure my lot.
Love me, I'll stick sunflowers in my hair.
Hate me, they'll suit you not. At what I'm going to say, be not enraged. I may not love you, for I am engaged. Engaged
to a maiden fair with bright brown hair and a sweet and simple smile, who waits for me by the sounding sea on a South Pacific isle. A lie, no maiden waits me there.
She has bright brown hair.
A lie, no maiden smiles on me.
By the sounding sea, the sounding sea. Oh, agony raged despair, the maiden has bright brown hair, and mine is as white as snow. False man it will be, or fault if I go to my family fold, bury my lifelong woe.
Oh, agony, rage, despair, oh, where will this end, or where I should very much like to know. It will certainly be my fault if she goes to a family vault to bury her lifelong woe.
False man,
it will certainly be my fault if she goes to a family vault.
The family vault,
the vault,
the family vault,
the family vault, the family vault, the family vault, the family vault, the family vault, the family vault, the family vault, the family vault. Yes, the family vault!
Alexis, doubt me not, my loved one. See, thy uttered will is sovereign law to me. All fear,
My voice is sad and low, and with timid step I go, for with load of love o'erladen, I inquire of every maiden, will you wed me, little lady? Will you share my cottage shady? Little lady answers no, no, no. Thank you for your kindly proffer, good your heart and full your coffer, yet I must decline your offer, I'm engaged to so-and-so. So-and-so, so-and-so. So-and-so, so-and-so. I'm engaged to so-and-so. What a rogue young heart to pillage, what a worker of love's tillage. Every maiden in the village is engaged to so-and-so. So-and-so, so-and-so. So-and-so, so-and-so. All engaged to so-and-so.
O joyous moon, O mad delight, O sun and moon, O day and night, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice with me. Proclaim our joy, ye birds above, ye brooklets, murmur forth our love, in choral ecstasy, O joyous moon, O sun and moon, rejoice with me, rejoice with me, rejoice, rejoice with me.
Aline, my only love, my happiness, the philter, you have tasted it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, joy, mine, mine, forever and forever.
Alexis, don't do that. You must not.
Why?
Alas, that lovers thus should meet. Oh, pity, pity me. Oh, charge me not with cold deceit. Oh, pity, pity me. You bade me drink with trembling awe. I drank, and by the potion's law, I loved the very first I saw. Oh, pity, pity me.
My dear young friend, console it be, we pity, pity you. In this I'm not an agent free, we pity, pity you. Some most extraordinary spell o'er us has cast its magic spell. The consequence I need not tell, we pity, pity you.
Some most extraordinary spell
o'er us has cast its magic spell.
False one, begone, I spurn thee to thy new love attorney, thy perfidy all men shall know.
I could not help
Come on, come on.
We could not help it.
Obey my call.
We could not.
Come hear the run. Come everyone, come. Why does he matter and prepare for sad surprises. My love Aline despises. No thoughts of sorrow shames her. Another lover claims her. Be his for girl, for better or for worse. Ere you leave me, may lovers come.
Hold! Be just! This poor child drank the filter at your insistence. She hurried off to meet you, but most unhappily she met me instead. As you had administered the potion to the both of us, the result was inevitable. But fear nothing. I shall be no man's rival. I shall quit the country at once and bury myself in the congenial gloom of a colonial bishopric.
My excellent old friend. Well, Mr. Wells, what is to be done?
I do not know, and yet there is one means by which this spell may be removed.
Name it. Oh, name it.
Either you or I must yield his life to Arimenes. I would rather it were you. I would have no hesitation in sacrificing my own life to spare yours, but, well, we take stock next week, and it really wouldn't be fair on the company.
True. Well, I am ready.
Oh no, Alexis, it must not be. Mr. Wells, if he must die that all may be restored to their old loves, then what is to become of me? I should have no love to be restored to.
True, I didn't think of that. My friends, I appeal to you, and I shall leave the decision in your hands. Or he or I must die. Which shall it be? Reply.
Die thou art the cause of all offending.
Die thou, yield thou to this decree unbending.
Die thou, die thou, die thou.
So be it, I submit. My fate is sealed to popular opinion. Thus I yield. Be happy all, leave me to my despair. I go, it matters not with whom or where.
Come to my mansion, all of you. at last we'll crown our rapture with another feast.
Now to the banquet we press, now for the eggs and the ham, now for the mustard and cress, now for the strawberry jam, now for the tea of our host, now for the rollicking bun, now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Long. Now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Long. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam, the rollicking bun and the gay Sally Long. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam, the rollicking